Okay, we're back after 3 episodes leading up to this point. So if you haven't seen the previous episodes, back you go, because it's going to make a lot more sense if you watch them in their order. But we're up to the critical question, everyone. Where do you get your protein? So I had to invite Adrian, Jenny and Kirsty to help me answer this, because I tell you what, if there's a question that you get asked almost immediately when you tell somebody that you're plant-based, it is this one. Why? Why do people become so obsessed with protein?
Protein, proteos, comes from the Greek, first and prime.
No, that's not why they're obsessed with it, I'm sure.
Oh, okay.
Why do you think that people become so obsessed with protein? You're a doctor, you know that people must ask about this.
Yeah, people think that you need lots of protein to grow muscles.
Don't they?
Of course, along with the protein, there's other hormones and chemicals in the food, such as IGF-1 or insulin-like growth factor 1, which is wonderful in helping tissues grow. And so that's why when you have breast milk, that's wonderful, because breast milk makes the baby grow.
Yeah.
So if you're eating lots of other mammalian breast secretions,
He's talking about cow's milk.
Cow's milk, you're going to be consuming a lot of animal IGF-1, which when you're getting older, us, you don't need as much, because what cells will grow when you're getting older?
So what you're actually saying, Adrian, is perhaps that people are obsessed with protein. And in fact we don't need quite as much as everyone thinks we do.
Yeah.
And everything we need is in plants.
So
all protein is made by plants.
Yeah, it's amazing to know that, isn't it? It's
so
amazing
simple.
to know that. Yeah. Okay, so you get your protein
from plants.
From plants, and you get your Okay, and Kirsty, what do you say when people ask you that? I mean, you must be getting it a bit with being pregnant.
Where do you get your vitamins and fiber?
Is that where you come back with?
Yeah,
right. Well, no, I probably say, I really love tofu and tempeh.
Yeah.
Lentils, beans,
Yeah.
all of the plant-based, any food basically I consume has got some form of protein.
Exactly.
Pretty much. So.
And that was an incredible thing to learn from What the Health. And if you want to check out our recommendations for when you very first think about becoming plant-based, both of us said, or maybe all of us said, that go and watch What the Health, because it's an excellent resource of material. But one of the biggest things that came out of that for me was that all protein comes from plants. It was just like, somebody said it out loud. It was a relief, to actually have that and be able to, arm yourself. Like you were saying, Kirsty, you kind of have to get a little bit emboldened when people come at you. So it's a really simple answer, isn't it?
Yeah. And there are still people who believe the myth, and even dietitians, that to get complete protein in the plant food world, you have to combine rice
beans and rice,
which we do anyway, but there isn't a need for that.
No.
Even the woman that first stated that back in the 70s had since corrected that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Absolutely. But it's still a myth out there. All we need to do is eat, as long as we eat enough calories of whole plant foods, there'll be enough protein.
Like your body just knows what to do with it, doesn't it?
It untangles the amino acids and then puts them all back together as our body needs them. It's really simple.
But do you think that protein has just become synonymous with meat? Mm-hmm. Because
evolution.
Like
marketing.
It is awesome marketing. But I know a lot of chefs, and chefs will speak in the term protein when they say, "Oh, you don't eat protein, do you?" And I'm like, yes, I do. What do you mean I don't eat protein? I've got it all over my plate right now.
I must be.
Yeah. And well, there's another good point. I mean, how much protein do we actually need?
Well, not a lot really. Something like 0.8 grams per kilo body weight. Which
that's nothing.
That's nothing.
Right.
No,
Okay.
that's nothing.
So it's less than a gram per kilo of body weight.
Have you ever come across anyone in your practice that is deficient in protein?
I've not come across anyone who's even half healthy who are deficient in proteins.
Yeah, right.
Sure, some people with chronic conditions and people unfortunate with some cancers, they have fallen behind. And that's when there may be, there probably is a role for supplementing them in that situation.
But not normal healthy people.
Not
Yeah,
normal
right.
healthy people.
Yeah, because it's
can't.
not like, I don't even know what the term is for
Can you-
somebody who's protein deficient.
There's a condition called kwashiorkor, something like that. Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
who's going to remember that?
Exactly.
But it would be
Right.
good to remember when somebody asks you, where do you
that's-
get your protein?
that's
Or what do
actually
you
good.
think? I look like I've got kwashiorkor?
no, that's a good trivia question. That one.
Yeah, it is a good
Yeah, but
trivia
no, look,
question.
you know, we live in one of the most privileged countries on earth, and to become protein deficient in Australia, unless you're not absorbing your protein through some condition, it's as rare as
Well, I think
anything.
maybe
teeth.
someone is starving. If they don't get enough actual calories,
Okay.
then they're going to be protein deficient.
Okay.
But there's very
No.
few people in Australia and most modern countries that would be anywhere near.
Yeah, right. So what about the reverse then? Too much protein. What's the issue with that?
That's when you started talking about the IGF-1, I guess, and growing
Okay.
tissue that you don't
Yeah.
want to grow.
We're talking about things like cancers. And, you know, we know there's an association between some cancers and some and diets. And, for instance, people who are extremely overweight, there's more risks of certain cancers.
Yeah.
For instance, and there's also bowel cancer, for instance, there's an association with processed food, or processed meats, I should say. And there's a probable association with red meat. Well, we know that, no, bowel cancer, there is an association with red meat, which is, of course, very high in protein.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, we do know that it does happen.
So I think that, you know, the notion of everybody instantly becoming a kind of pseudo-dietitian as soon as they hear that you're plant-based, it's like, right, well, I want to know this. And it's like, really? Because you've never been interested in that before. Like, it didn't come up in our conversation last Saturday. Why is it all of a sudden a thing? But like you were saying before, Kirsty, you kind of just want to ask back, well, where do you get your fibre? Or where are you getting your folate? Or where are you getting your magnesium? Or where, you know, all of the things that...
And one of the things that always just stumps me is that people will consume fast food on a regular basis or raise their children on fast food and then question a plant-based diet as if that's not a healthy option compared to what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's like the way we've been raised and the way the world is, like the standard Australian diet, the standard American diet, everyone's doing it. So that must be the norm, that must be the best way. And people just don't arm themselves with enough information, unfortunately. So
we all know that kale is a food group unto its own. In our world, it is. It would be cool actually to redo that food group pyramid that we all learnt at school, you know, so that it was probably reversed, I'd imagine. Okay, because you've mentioned fast food, this is an issue that a lot of people have, me included. When you want to go out, you want to have a really nice dinner somewhere, you want to feel normal, and what do you eat?
Food.
Yeah, I know that, but like,
Or-
do you ring ahead? Like, do you let the
Often.
restaurant know, or how do you navigate that?
If it's a really nice, if it's a good restaurant, it's courtesy, I think, to phone ahead.
Yeah.
And I don't think we've ever been knocked back or not had a lovely meal when we've done
You're going to say, I don't think we've ever been to a restaurant that wasn't very good. I was going to say, yeah, good. Don't go to those crappy restaurants.
Yeah.
No, and look, even a cafe,
Yeah.
and on the spur of the moment, there are always sides of vegetables. There's often a baked potato. We
Yeah.
had a dinner at even a steakhouse. There's a baked potato and steamed veggies.
Yeah.
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 So it's a matter of getting creative, and I think more and more people now are asking.
For sure.
And
for sure.
you know, just to ask politely, do you have some plant-based options? Or I look at the menu board. I go, well, there's a potato there. They've got spinach on there. They've got pumpkin here, and it's rare that someone can't put together
Sure.
something.
Yeah.
So it's
And a trick for young players is, can I have the pizza without the cheese? What they'll do is they'll give you the pizza without the cheese and charge you the same amount. So what I say,
yes, he's got this down
no,
pat.
not that I'd say pizza, but can I have the pizza without the cheese? But can you substitute it for extra broccoli so that you actually still get your value?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
But it's easier and easier to do.
It's getting easier.
What do you do, Kirsty?
Well, I just go to the same places all the time.
Yeah.
Places I know have food that I
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Or just research. Everything's online now.
Yeah.
That's
Menus.
it.
Or worst case, I'll call.
Happy
them,
cow
but-
dot.
Net.
Yeah.
Whenever
That's
you
it.
go to
Amazing.
That's a great.
Yeah.
foreign
That's a
city,
great.
it's almost a sport now. Okay, let's search out what we're doing for dinner tonight and how we
Yeah.
get there, and it's fun.
It's the best.
I love traveling.
Happy Cow. If you don't know about that app, I'll make sure that's in the comments as well, because if you travel anywhere outside your own town, it's a brilliant thing to be able to reference.
But going overseas is brilliant because you see so much of what you wouldn't normally see.
Yes.
Because you're searching for this one particular restaurant that's
Yeah.
down this really weird alleyway that you have
Yeah.
to find because you know it's got something you'll eat.
Like brown rice in Tokyo.
Yes, amazing.
And you know the thing, it really struck me that the people you meet that not only run the establishments but other people enjoying the food,
Yeah.
they're often just so interesting to talk to.
Yeah.
It's as if they're conscious about eating, so they're conscious about so many other things.
Yeah,
We've
true.
got some great
That's
people.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Even the noise that comes from the kitchen, it's different.
Yeah,
A lot
okay.
of the time, it's almost
Happier.
kinder.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, I don't doubt that.
don't know,
I've
yeah.
worked in lots of kitchens and they can be really stressful places. And I
Yeah.
often think, oh, I wouldn't have wanted that chef cooking my meal. You get this thing that comes out with attached to it, you know? Yeah, for sure.
But then the other thing, if all else fails and you're going out with a group and you know that's not going to be possible, have an entree at home.
Eat
Yeah,
before
Eat before you,
always-
before you go out and have a really nice side.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
Yeah,
it's the company you go out for
Yeah.
as much as
The food,
really.
sometimes.
absolutely.
Because we have lovely food at home, so you go
I know,
out
it's hard to
join
go out,
people.
isn't it?
It is. It is.
I know.
But also, I think if you do let chefs know ahead of time, then it's almost like a little challenge.
Yes.
You know, that they go, oh, okay, I've got a chance to come up with something here that's going to equal what I'm doing everywhere else. As a really brilliant chef in Singapore said to me, and this was at a... God, they were winching animals up in front of
I
these
thought you
big
were
charcoal.
milking a cow.
No. Well, they had everything animal there, and we were there as part of the restaurant awards, and I was like, oh, we're eating here, excellent, like you guys in your steakhouse. But I spoke to the chef. He's an Aussie guy in Singapore, and I just said, I know you're not going to want to hear this, but I'm plant-based. And he went, yeah, of course. Well, you eat food. It's not a problem. I'm a chef. I do food. And that was his attitude. And it was the best salad that he did for me, as though it was overcompensating for the fact that
Funny you
everyone
should
else
say
had
that.
all this
That's
stuff,
happened many
you
times.
know?
I mean, that happened to us in our hometown of Angaston, where this fantastic Italian chef, we were there for a group dinner, and we rang him before, Matteo, can you, we're plant-based. He goes, yes.
Mamma
And
mia.
can you, what about gluten-free? And he goes, oh, mamma mia, I love pasta. But the best part about it, everyone else saw what we were eating and were thinking, oh, I want what they got.
Yes.
And that often
And that happens. That always happens,
I was
doesn't
going
it?
to say that's one of my pet peeves is when you've got all of this beautiful food
And all the
all
carnivores
these-
go and
yeah,
eat
they
it before
eat
you
it.
get to it.
But I've got, that's all I have. Let me
Some
eat
for
it.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's good.
It's amazing food. It is a challenge. for
Well,
sure.
and you're all good sports, of course, because that just comes with the plant-based territory, doesn't it? But we're going to finish off. I've put together a plant-based pop quiz because, you know, you have to. It's mandatory. Okay, so I'll fire some questions at you first. This isn't a test. These guys are like, what? It's just a multiple choice. You know, I'm going to say this or this, and you tell me which one.
Are you channeling your inner Miff Warhurst here?
Perhaps.
Yeah, because
Is she cool?
Yeah, you know, Miff
Well then,
on
yeah.
Sticks and Specs.
Oh, yeah, she is cool. Hi, Miff. Okay, let's go with Adrian first, then I'll move on to you guys. Kale or quinoa?
Quinoa.
Michael Grieger or Michael Clapper?
Michael Clapper.
Spirulina or chlorophyll?
Spirulina.
Kale chips or raw chocolate?
I might have
it took too long.
I might have to phone a friend.
Depends what my friend cooks.
You're a dag. Okay, smoothie bowl or green juice?
Smoothie bowl.
Almond milk or oat milk?
Almond, definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm an almond milk fan. You did very well.
Thank you.
Very well. It's good information, isn't it? Now you're going, what did he say? Oh, he's a doctor. Quick, I need to get that. Okay, Jenny, hemp seed or sesame seed?
Hemp seed.
Nutritional yeast or nutritional yeast?
Newt.
That was an in-joke. Kombucha or kvass?
Kombucha.
Flax or chia?
Flax.
Good. Turmeric or ginger?
Turmeric.
Excellent. She did very
Some of
well
my
too, didn't
favourite
she?
foods.
Turmeric
That's
is
easy.
good for us YouTubers. That's my favourite tuber.
Oh, yes.
I had to.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I had to put that one in.
No, please don't apologise.
Tuber.
He's
T-U-B-E.
coming from his happy place.
Okay.
And we like that.
Sorry.
Okay, Kirsty, your turn. Raw tart or cupcakes?
Tart.
You'd probably say both. Come on.
Okay, I would take any if you made it.
Preserved lemon or pickled fennel?
Lemon.
Kitchery or dal?
Pitcher or dal. Both.
Mung beans or pew lentils?
Lentils.
Love or peace?
Both?
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Love and peace. Love and peace and mung beans, everyone. Thank you so much for being part of the series, guys. You are just brilliant. And I'm sure you're going to get, called back again because, well, that would be up to me. And I just think that that's going to happen. So if you need any more information, remember to check the comments section. If you want to cane Adrian for anything as he's, invited, then you can comment on Adrian as well. But all of the references that we've made will be in the comments section. So, enjoy your plant-based transition. Cheers, guys. Thank you.